Alright, what's up, boys? I'm just gonna start taking this apart right now, honestly. Start taking this side apart to get the timing cover off. I mean, this is all stuff I've shown before. Just get your intercooler pipe out the way. Also gotta take your motor mount out to get to the timing belt cover. So once I do all that, I'll bring you back. I got all the covers off. Yes, I went over all your guys' comments. I think it's the cam seals too, at least this one. So once I get the UV stuff, I'm gonna start this and see where it's leaking at. But a lot of you guys said that these do go right into an oil passage pretty much. That's just known that you put red Loctite on all the exhaust studs, which obviously the engine builder didn't do. Even though I asked them multiple times if they've done these engines before, and they said yeah, they knew everything that needed to be done. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to take the exhaust off, get these studs out, clean them up, degrease it, and then fill it with red Loctite, maybe even just a drop of red silicone on the back of it, and then I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do. And then all these little Allen keys that are kind of leaking here and there, there'll just be a drop here and there. I didn't really understand what they're for. They just go into like the oil passage, I guess, for maintenance, or to like clean them out, or if something gets clogged in the oil passage, you can take those out and get into the oil passage. Those need silicone on there too. They have like white plumber's putty or something. You can just wipe it away with your finger. And I know for a fact that this bolt hole that's under here, this one right here, you can see there's oil on it. That one's leaking for sure. I don't know if you guys can see or not. That Allen bolt right there, you see there's oil under it? That plug definitely leaks. I've seen that driven for a while now. It wasn't like a serious thing for me to fix. It was a drop like every couple hours. But while I'm doing all this, might as well do it. All right, boys. I don't know how much footage I have. I haven't went over it past like pretty much 4 days. I kind of just been coming out here for like half an hour at a time, an hour at a time. Kind of just over it. Needed a break. Adrian decided to go to the Bahamas for 3 days, so I was kind of screwed here by myself. But we got the dye, so we're gonna put this in there. We got 2 UV lights, so we're good. We're gonna put it in there and see where it's leaking at. I got everything taken apart. Like I said, I don't know how much I've recorded. I got that whole bracket out so we can see the oil filter housing, because it might be leaking out of that banjo bolt. It might be leaking out of the top of the oil filter housing because there's oil on that. Maybe spraying out of one of these bolt holes. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is leaking regardless. It took me hours cleaning this up. Everything was just coated in oil. Okay, we put the dye in there. We didn't read the label because I'm gonna do an oil change. We just dumped it all in there.
It's the full bottle.
Oh.
I read it.
Adrian read it. I thought that was like supposed to be good for a couple times. All right, here's the plan. We're just gonna start it up for about 5 seconds. Turn it off and see if we see any like massive leaks. You probably didn't even get in there yet.
That's what it looked like. I don't even see on there.
Jesus, dude, this seems really healthy to have in your car. Doesn't it? Jesus Christ. Yeah, dude, there's no way it even got down to the bottom yet.
No, that's why I just do little spurts.
I'm just like worried that we're going to sit here and wait so long and it's just going to be covered everywhere. We're going to be in the same boat and not knowing exactly where it came from. Because, I mean, I got oil on my windshield. It's spraying all over the place somewhere. I don't want to sit here and let it run for like 5 minutes and then try to figure out where it came from when the whole car is covered in oil again. I don't know what's going on with that oil filter housing. You see at the top of the oil filter?
Yeah, it's definitely rain.
Yeah, it's leaking out of this bolt.
That quick?
Yeah.
Wow. Looks like that bolt's dripping right there. Come over on this.
Oh yeah, the Allen key bolts? Yeah, they're soaked. All the exhaust manifold bolts are dripping, like a few of you have said.
This first one's the worst.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll take them off and fix them all. It's just so weird because like this is definitely not oil. This is definitely power steering fluid or transmission fluid, and it's glowing. So
it's more like a green sludgy glow instead of a bright yellow.
I think we're just being complete morons, and the little stuff that we're seeing glowing is old oil that I didn't clean up. Because I just came over here, and this is glowing. And this definitely doesn't have the dye in it. This is from it spraying before. So maybe just oil by itself glows a little bit green, and maybe once it's actually leaking, it's orange, like that. Can you guys see the orange? See, it's like an orange. Everything that I'm sitting here pointing out is just green, and I think that's just old oil. I don't think it's gotten heated up enough to leak, actually. Back there, soaked, but see, that's not, all this green is just oil I didn't clean up. I don't think this is the actual dye. I think oil by itself shows green. Got a horrible tick coming out of that. even back there is showing green, and that's just from it being flung over there before. It's not flowing there now. All the cam seals got just a little bit around them, which I mean isn't horrible. Yeah, all the intake runners are soaked. So where's oil coming from the intake side? Or the cleaner that we use to clean those intake runners is glowing? It makes no sense. Look, so even old oil glows a little bit though. So it's like, this is kind of useless.
I mean, I still don't see anywhere like profusely spitting oil out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, nothing's
like...
like...
Things are wet, but not...
And I think a lot of it is just left over. It's not actually glowing. It's glowing the same as old oil. That glows down there are the same as this over here.
Yeah, this right here. The valley right there.
Yeah, look, see how old oil glows? Can you guys, I don't know if you guys can see on camera. I don't know if any of this footage is even useless trying to film in the dark. But see, even old oil has like a little bit of a green glow to it. So it's like, should we be looking for like a dark orange or? All right, boys. So the break-in oil glows. This is the break-in oil that I have in there. There it goes. It's not really wanting to show up on camera, but the break-in oil glows. So now we have no idea if it's new or old. I mean, regular oil has a little hint to it.
But not as bright.
Yeah, but not as bright. Dude, this glow-in-the-dark shit that everyone talked about. There's like so many of you, even Adrian. You guys all were so excited like this is gonna answer all the fucking problems.
Normal oil don't glow like break-in oil, okay?
Let's go ahead and get some ecstasy and have a big old rave party with black lights and glow-in-the-dark oil. We can paint on the walls. What's wrong with all you guys? I'm in the same spot I was. I have no idea where the leak is because everything's glowing. This is soaked. This isn't even oil. This is just a rubber bushing glows. This car would look amazing in black light. Just pull it right in the middle of the club. I'm so upset with all of you guys. Every single one of you guys that told me, including Adrian, to get this. Now I have to worry about getting it all out of my motor. I don't even know what it's made out of. This stuff's just a ripoff. You could have just bought a black light. Yeah, see, so like this cam is completely covered. And none of the other ones are. So this cam seal is definitely leaking. We know that. I agreed with every single one of you guys on that one. But when this is running, this cam is also, I think this whole cam's messed up. It's not gonna come across on camera. I'll start the car up again. So like this cam, there's no way I'm gonna be able to pick that up on camera, I bet. Yeah, I think the whole cam's bad. Just to be honest with you, Adrian's hoping it's just the cam gear. Okay, I've shown doing timing, taking this all apart 90 times. Like, for real. We're gonna take this timing tensioner pulley off to release the tension on the belt. We're gonna take the belt off, and then we're gonna take these cams out up top and check the cam seals. And bring it right back. Got the timing belt off, we're gonna take these cams out. Alright, best thing is we take this off and the seal's just completely ripped, real obvious problem. Yeah, I mean, I think this probably should be a little bit tighter. It kind of just fell off real easy. That's so scored.
Maybe it's your head's tearing it up. Yeah, that one looks all tacked.
I mean, but you can't feel it, though. Just because it looks it, you can't feel it. These, like, they look kind of scored, but when you feel them, the look doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you feel and it's smooth. Just because there's some machine marks, I'm not feeling anything though. Alright, we got the gear off. There is a little rip in here. And it's all melted onto there like it's been spinning. I'm going to replace this, obviously. But if that little wobble that you guys probably couldn't see on camera, if that's in the cam itself, it's just going to rip again. So like, they take these and put them on like a lathe, I think is what it's called. And they machine them to the exact size. Like, you can see machine marks. Like, they'll machine them and make them flat if they were out of... They're not circles, but I don't know how to... If they're out of oval, if they're out of egg-shaped, you can see where they, like, cut some here, and then none here, and then cut some here, and then none here. And then, like, some of them look pretty effing bad, to be honest with you, like this. Like, you see that? So, like, if the cam itself is not balanced right, and it's, like, lopping, even if I put a new seal in there, it's going to ruin it again. Or if the cam gear itself is bent, which, like Adrian said, would be the best news. Okay, so we took the rockers out so it could spin freely, and Adrian put his new cam gear on, and it's not wobbling anymore. But here, let's put the old one on and I'll show you. The old one, my cam gear is wobbling. So maybe just the wobble in there with the belt was pulling on the seal. Yeah, dude, that cam gear is bent. How is that even possible? This is the only explanation I got. With the cam gear being bent, every time I went around, it was probably putting more pressure on one side of the seal until the seal just gave out. Especially getting on it like I was when I was tuning, you know, getting up at 5,000 RPMs, sitting there torquing on that. So let's put it all back together. I'm gonna replace all the seals because I have them. So why even screw around with the old ones? And we have not come to what to do about the head studs yet. We keep finding different, every website says something different. 3SX says 80 pounds, ARP says 105. Some people on the forums are saying 90. So I don't know, check them out at 90 to be safe, kind of right in the middle. So here's the old seal. I don't think this is gonna come across on camera, but I'm gonna try. But it literally just ate the whole lip. Can you see how like nice? If you guys have been here, you guys remember when they had these cams in wrong. There's like a little groove in this cam. And I don't know if this groove is in there from me trying to start it so many times. And it cut a groove in there somehow. Alright, I'm going to put these seals on, put a little bit of grease on them, put this seal on, take this one apart and put that seal on. I'm going to replace this seal too. Alright, I'm putting a little bit of grease on this, just a little tiny bit. Help slide it so it doesn't bend, knock the spring out, any of that ridiculous shit. Yeah, dude, this is so much tighter. Alright, there's that one. This one's all fucked up too. Dude, these are all jacked up. And then there's like, they spun so fast that there's pieces of it everywhere. There's literally pieces of the seal just melted and thrown around everywhere. Like little boogers of rubber. Like look at that black line that's burnt in there. I'm gonna wipe that off. See, it just comes off. So it's like the back ones are probably shot too.
Oh, you wanna go get another cam gear? See how this one's cracked?
Is it?
Oh no, it's broke completely. All the way through.
So what about the back ones now? Fuck. This cam gear is cracked all the way through. Alright, well we're pretty much done today then. I don't know what to do about these cams. Are the cams messed up because they were in reverse and they spun so much, me trying to start it, and it technically started. It ran like dog shit, but it ran a few times with the cams in backwards. That spinning that make these out of whack now?
This one's broken 4 spots. This is the one that was wobbling bad.
Yeah. Okay, so this cam gear is broke on one. This cam gear is broke on all 4 corners.
They painted over the cracks.
Yeah, they painted over the cracks. It's like, should I just do fucking cams?
It'd be almost, at this point, safer because I don't trust what they did to those cams. Like you're saying, you know what I mean? We don't know what they did.
So what are these? 90? We're doing 90?
90, yeah. There we go.
Is it a turn?
Yeah. No, not really. It's just stretching. No turn.
That's the one that I think's bad. Yeah, look at that. Alright. Everything's pretty much torqued. This one turned a little bit. This one turned a little bit. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if I should trust these fucking cams, man. So if it leaks again, I definitely gotta upgrade the cams. But I was already thinking about upgrading cams. So it's like, should I just do it now? Dude, this is bullshit. I mean, I already did it, so I'm just gonna show you. This is the exhaust stud. I took the nut off. I put another nut on there. Held this one with a wrench. Ran the impact on there super tight. And then used the impact and it came right out. You just gotta get these pretty much fused together. These are the factory exhaust nuts, so they got like those little grooves in that washer thing, so they lock together real nice. Alright, I don't know what to do. We just took a picture up there, and I put a paper towel in it. Those threads are completely dry. I got that stud out, I put this in there. That's just dirt. Those threads aren't wet. I think it's leaking from the head gasket, because the whole bottom of the head gasket's wet. And like this stud's wet, but like the stud itself came out, and like there's a little bit on there, but nothing like dripping. Like a bunch of you guys said that you guys have had leaky studs before, but when my stud is completely dry, but everything around it is wet, I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna pull this head. And then it's like, all right, so we do that. Should we do the back one? Should we just rebuild the engine? Story Motors, man. Had a couple of days to think about this. I hate to say this, but I think I'm just gonna pull this out and completely rebuild it myself. I mean, me and Adrian should be able to rebuild this quick. The biggest thing we're gonna have to wait on is I'm gonna send the block and the heads out and have them tested. And if it's gotta be bored, it's gotta be bored and whatever else. I just don't trust anything anymore. I mean, that tick, I obviously need a lifter or something over here. So I might as well get all new lifters. And it's just one thing after another. I don't trust these cams, so I'm going to get cams, probably like Brian Crowler or whatever they're called. Because, I mean, I've kind of been underselling it, but, like, you can catch your finger on these. I don't know if they didn't turn them right. I don't know if all the times me trying to start it with the cams in backwards, which, if you haven't been here, they put the cams in backwards. You can't blame me on that. I don't know if them being on the wrong cam caps and the wrong spots, just starting it so much, and the fact that it ran a few times with the cams in backwards. Yeah, see, there's just a couple spots that, like, my nail gets caught on. Pretty sure this head gasket's wrong, or, like, the head wasn't decked or the block wasn't decked right. And let's say I take this off and I get a new head gasket and it still leaks. That just means something wasn't decked right. I also think that they never had the right seals on the cams. I don't know what they would have been to, but look how loose these are. These are so loose. And this one you can't even move. This one I know for sure is right. This is the one that I bought. You can barely move this thing. It's so tight. Like, it probably won't come across on camera, but look how easy that is. This, I can move if I, like, force it. I mean, I'm not going to show you how much force I'm putting into something on camera. I don't even know what I'm doing. I should have just did it. When I found out that the cams were in backwards, I should have did it. When I found out that the oil pump was leaking, I should have did it. Adrian took off work this whole week, so hopefully we can get this out and at least all broke down in a couple days. All I gotta do is send the heads off and the block off and have them go over everything. I want them to pressure test everything. I don't know why I keep forgetting what it's called. Whatever they do when they, like, pressurize it and they, like, have that purple stuff on there. There's like a chunk out of here, like maybe they dropped it. I just don't trust anything that they did anymore. The more and more I think about it, I've had a couple people mention that. I really think that a piston ring is in upside down with the amount of blow-by that I've been getting, and I think it is. I think it's pressurizing the crankcase. I think they have at least one of the piston rings in upside down because it just pressurizes the hell out of the crankcase to where it just blows smoke out of the valve cover. Like exhaust smoke. It's crazy. Because, like, if you take off one of these valve covers, if you just leave these valve covers open like this, and I get on it, as soon as I let off the throttle, it just blows smoke out like it's an exhaust. It's only this valve cover, though. I don't understand why it's only this valve cover, but maybe one of these valve seats aren't good. Maybe one of the valves have a little bend in there. I got good compression, though. I'm just going to rebuild it. It sucks. But I'm never going to trust it. You know what I mean? Like, even if I do the heads. Let's say I pull the heads off. I get new head gaskets. I send the heads off. I have them re-machined. I get all new valve springs, lifters, rockers, cams. Because I need new cams now. And I get it back. And it's like, I'm never going to trust a block. I'm always going to be thinking, is one of those rings in upside down? I'm going to start pulling it out. I don't know what else to do. I will see you guys in the next one.